Today might be one of the most important shows ever because it gives you kind of a bird's eye look, so to speak, as to what's happening. Kind of a review, going back and looking down on the horrors before us, which is something that is not done because, believe it or not, I hate to say this, people are more and more. Oh, what's the word? People are more and more incremental, granular when it comes to the various things that are going on. So step back. We're going to be talking about the latest with Elon. We're going to be talking about Palestine, Hamas, and Israel, First Amendment in decline, law and order, and how keep an eye on the Christmas tree lighting celebration here in New York, which will promise to be a complete and total disaster, which groups are announcing ahead of time they will be there. They will be there in protest en masse. But before we begin, my friends, let me start off with something very, very critical, very, very important about a subject which is near and dear to my heart, and that is emergency food. By the way, did you hear Sam Altman, guy who's worth, well, nobody even knows how much he's worth, Mr. AI? Guess what? He defines himself as a prepper. He defines himself as somebody who is into gold, guns, potassium iodide, um, uh, vests, as I call it, a boogie bag, a bug out bag. He is as ready as you can be. And he talks about gold and food and preparation. Isn't that something? Sam Altman. So if you believe in being prepared, if you believe in what would happen when you know what hits the fan, listen to this. Patriot, the world at every level and facet is in peril. Everything has changed. The great reset is here. Just look around you. You must become more self-reliant and sufficient and secure the future for your family. Act today with My Patriot Supply. My Patriot Supply is the country's largest preparedness company, and it's more than equipped to stock your shelf. Their best-selling 3-month emergency food kit provides delicious breakfast, lunches, and dinners that last up to 25 years in storage. And right now, listen carefully, it's $200 off. That's right. Get over 2,000 calories every day. Just add water and heat, then eat. Make sure every member of your family has a 3-month food kit from My Patriot Supply. Go right now to my special website at preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com for $200 in savings. Be sure to order by 3 p.m. for free same-day shipping. It's best to have emergency food and not need it than to need it and not have it. Take $200 off right now at preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com. Write this down, commit it to memory, preparewithlionel.com. It makes sense, my friend. Now let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? Again, this is something which I don't think anybody really understands, but this has to do with the First Amendment and more issues that are happening concomitantly and simultaneously than I ever thought even remotely possible. What does all that mean? Well, let me tell you what it means. We have in New York City coming up a very, very, it's an annual event. It's the lighting of the tree. Doesn't matter what I think, it's tradition. And as you will note, tradition is one of the things that will keep, that is the ceremonial glue that will keep things together. The notion of tradition, family, Thanksgiving. Do you know, and they're not telling you, that this year was one of the biggest record years. Oh, by the way, before I forget, February 3rd, cutting room. I just want to tell you. I have to tell you that. That's all I want to tell you. February 3rd. You'll see. Check out got so much to tell you. Check out the description section and so forth. Anyway, this year, believe it or not, more people did such bang up business at stores. People, Mrs. L has been saying this for the longest time. There's going to be a return to family run, Main Street, that sort of iteration of commerce and the like. Believe me what I say. You're also going to see more. What was it else that we saw? Movies or something else that we. This year, more people watched the Macy's Day Parade than I think. I don't know how long. Something is happening. There was another one too. Kids are returning back either to dating or something. I've given up on this notion of the, this new generation Z, the Zillennials and all this stuff. I mean, but we always hear that they're more conservative or more, whatever it is. I don't know. But there is a move. And believe it when I tell you this. The Palestinian Israel, whatever this is a chance to destroy yet again traditional history, indigenous, the Columbus Day stuff, the Thanksgiving business, going in and threatening to sack, to destroy musea, going into shopping centers when people dare to shop, when calamity is all right. So watch tomorrow night, because they're already sending out messages. They're saying, we're going to be there. Now, remember, let me say this so that you understand 100%. The issue is not the legitimacy of the protest, the claim of the protest, the basis of the protest. That's not it. Nobody is discussing whether this makes sense, whether there's a claim, whether it's valid. Nobody's saying that. There is a chance to do two things: to claim, but also to disrupt tradition, to disrupt groups, to disrupt order. Because believe it or not, and I have been a critic of commercialized Christmas since I was a youngster. Okay? Since I was I don't know what the word is, but since I was a kid, I never understood it. It seemed so phony. But that had nothing to do with the underlying tradition. So watch what's happening. Now, as we speak, there are people and groups putting out messages saying, be there, be there. One of them says in particular, now there are other claims that we are listening to that say, pick up your, $30, I think it is. Some people are actually paying for this. But I want to bring this to you. Where is this one piece? Let me read this to you as I find this. This is important. Oh, here we go. It says, I'll get it for you. I got the actual phrase. Oh, here we go. Flood the tree lighting for Gaza. Rockefeller Center, Wednesday, November 29th, 6 p.m. rally. Bring your flags, signs, and keffiyeh. I'm not pronouncing it correctly. Priests of Palestine call for mobilization, not celebration. And there is this, and it's saying, now, is this legal? Yes. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Where is the Israeli counter protest? People are afraid. I don't blame them. Remember, I'm not arguing the validity of the claim. I'm talking about the means by which people are saying this. Do you see what's happening now? Number two, how do you think Elon Musk is handling this? How do you think? How do you think Elon Musk is handling this? First and foremost, Elon Musk decided a while back, I don't know, it's old news now, to endorse, to ratify, to retweet the particular position that somebody made regarding Jews or whatever. And I don't even understand what it means. I'm not even sure what it even means. About Jews or Israelis, I don't know, white people, who knows? Okay. Number one, maybe I'm the only person in the world who says this. Maybe I'm the only person in the world who doesn't see this. Maybe I'm the only person in the world who will tell you, just because I like a tweet means nothing. Nothing. Do you understand this? Nothing. If you say something stupid, red is blue, and I like it, does that mean anything? I don't believe it does. What Elon Musk did, he took a particular tweet and he says something like, "It's so true" or something. I don't know. Now, here's the issue. So what? Okay. It's Elon Musk. It's a separate issue we'll get to in a moment. Number two, do you want to shut Twitter down? Do you want to shut? No, they want to shut him down because he's not playing ball with these people. He is not playing good little billionaire, lefty woke, whatever. He's not doing it. Notice how Bezos doesn't say boo. He's out in his yacht with his fiance. You got that? That's what Bezos is doing. He's out there doing his thing. He doesn't care about that. He's smart. Does Tim Cook and Apple? Not really. They just don't get near it. They really did. They just don't, not Elon Musk, because Elon Musk thinks he's Elon Musk. He's on a learning curve here. He thought he was bulletproof. He thought he could say whatever he wants. He thought, I'm Elon Musk. I can say whatever I want. I'm untouchable. I'm a billionaire. I am so popular. Now he's put a big bullseye on him, and they want to bring him down, figuratively, in terms of the information. Okay. Now, what he also is doing, which is very interesting too, and this is a reality that you have to understand and grasp no matter what. Because he has been this, he's following the Bobby Kennedy model perfectly. Because he was accused by either ADL or somebody being anti-Semitic, he's now going full-blown pro-Bibi, pro-Israel, pro-whatever. Again, I'm not arguing. I'm just telling you. What's this going to do? It's like Bobby Kennedy at a restaurant on the Upper East Side made some statement about how vaccines, whatever, can be tweaked and how they can in some way be adjusted or modified in order to get to affect certain ethnicities, whatever, certain genomes. And we all know that's true. And they went after him. Like, you can't believe it. So what did Bobby do? Bobby Kennedy went nuts. He took Rabbi Shmuley, who, along with the Battle of the Barbates, he and those Pierce Morgan, I forget whoever he was, forget his name. Anyway, the Palestinian, they took Rabbi Shmuley and they took him to go all around the country saying, "See, I'm not an anti-Semite. Here's Rabbi Shmuley." Then October the 7th came, and that dynamic changed. You've got the young vote. I'm going to say this again because I still don't think people understand what I'm saying. If you're going to run for office, you better understand something that the young vote means, that you're going to have to do a couple of things here. First and foremost, and keep this in mind, these folks, these people, these young folks have things that they care about that you might think is stupid. You may not believe in the global warming. You may not believe in or climate change, women's right to abortion. They love this. I was watching. Oh, what is his name? He's a prominent. I think he's an Orthodox Jew who's pro-Palestinian. He's the burr under the saddle of. Anyway, he said, "I'm a big fan." Very smart guy. Voted one of the most important students in Yale of all time. And he said, I like Joe Biden because I believe in climate change. Climate change is this thing. And what happens is the people on the right just dismiss it. They just dismiss it. And the Republicans dismiss it at their peril. What I'm trying to tell you is I don't give a damn what you think. I don't give a damn what you agree with. This is what they think. This is what they like. It does not matter. Do you remember when gluten-free was overnight? Everything was gluten-free. Overnight, gluten-free, gluten-free, gluten-free. Remember that? Everything was gluten-free, gluten-free. And people said, what the hell's gluten? Nobody even knew. Yeah, but what is it? I don't know. But every store, every single store, every single store, every restaurant said gluten-free. We don't have gluten. We don't have gluten. What is gluten? I don't know, but we don't have it. Overnight. You don't remember this years ago. You don't remember this. You don't remember this. I can tell you the moment people started to bring bottled water with them. Bottled water that you brought with you, constantly hydrating overnight. It was before bottled water started. It started with Evian, naive spell backwards, Evian and others. And then all of a sudden, people just had their water. And then all of a sudden, remember when people on their backpacks, I hate backpacks. Hate backpacks. If you are a man, if you are an adult man, and you're going to work and you're wearing a suit and you have a backpack, I have no respect for you. Bring back attaché cases and anyway. But people would hang bottles of their hand sanitizer on their backpack. Remember that? Automatically. Remember when people started bringing yoga mats? They just did. People just do this. You've got to understand what people do. You have to understand pattern and policy and routine. You have to do this. I can't say it enough. Now, this is critical, beyond critical. Listen to me. When it comes time to running for office, you must understand that the people who are running have certain needs. They have certain concerns. They have certain concerns. And this is the problem that people don't understand. How are the Republicans, other than Nikki Haley, who has no interest whatsoever, and I agree, whoever said it, she has no interest in being president, none whatsoever. But how are Nikki Haley and others, how are they going to deal with young people who might be able to be poached, who might go to their side? Right now, Israel and Palestine, it is the most divisive thing there is. You have to hear this. You have to hear this. And one of the most, it's wonderful. Check out the show called The Rising on the Hill. It's not even hidden. If you want to hear, these are very smart people. And I listen to them to get kind of a flavor. The pro-Palestinian anti-Israel movement is livid. It's not just mild. They don't care about October the 7th. I mean, they do. So what I'm trying to say, perhaps in this most circuitous way, is what do you think is going to happen? Where are the Republicans? How would you advise this? How would you advise this as a person who is trying to help out politically? How do you tell somebody? How do you negotiate this? What is it that you do? Tell me. What are you going to do? So Elon Musk is there with Israel. And again, Elon Musk, they walk around with this little square green, I guess it's a blast plate, or they just wear this little thing right here. Everything else is exposed, but he's got this little thing right here. I don't know what this thing is. So anyway, he's meeting with Netanyahu. He's there, and basically he's telling the whole other side of the world, okay, fine. How does that play? How does the world fit into this? Okay, how does the West deal with this? How do the hardcore Bilderberg, Davos, G7s, how do they fit into this? What do they want to do officially, but what do they believe personally? This is critical stuff. Are you following this? It's fascinating. It's from the political point of view. 2024. Listen to the title of this. If the woke radical left demons, when we're through. Do you hear what I'm saying? We are through. This isn't just an expression. This should scare the hell out of you. Now, let me tell you something else. Remember this. This was very, very important. And I think it's very, very interesting in some respects. I mentioned to you before, and I mentioned to you about this story, which I found kind of interesting. But what did they talk about? Sam Altman. This is according to Wikipedia, so you know it's got to be true. It said Altman lives in, Altman is a prepper. He said in 2016, quote, I have guns, gold, potassium iodide, antibiotics, batteries, water, gas masks from the Israeli Defense Force, and a big patch of land in Big Sur I can fly to. And he said it again. He has gold. He has gold. Are you listening? The smartest people in the world who can do whatever they want, who I think they kind of tapped in a little bit to what's going on. They want gold. And if you want to go to the best source of buying gold, check this out. Dark clouds are gathering as markets shudder. Stocks are sinking, currency stumbling, fear and uncertainty reign. The Middle East, Ukraine, Taiwan, the debt, it's endless. Yet one asset stands firm, gold. In crisis after crisis, gold is there in the background. Its enduring value guards against loss, like a missile shield against incoming. While paper wealth burns, gold persists. Shield your savings against looming threats, war, recession, contagion, and avoid the frenzied panic of the unprepared. Take control in the chaos. Fortune favors decisive action. Get hold of gold now before it's out of reach. And right now, Noble Gold Investments offers a free 5-ounce America the Beautiful coin with every new IRA. Claim your free coin today to secure your financial future. As this new storm gathers, panic looms. And some of the places you were thinking of for your money, well, they don't look so clever anymore. Secure your future against disaster now. Open a Noble Gold Investments IRA and claim your free bullion coin today. Go to LionelNationGold.com. That's LionelNationGold.com. LionelNationGold.com, the only gold company I trust. And remember, there's always a risk of investment and there's no guarantee of any kind. Makes sense to me, my friends. Call me wacky. One of the things which I also find fascinating is that, and by the by, I did a brand new interview with my good friend Colin Plume yesterday about the buying of gold and such. Check this out right here. It's also, he showed me, he says, you see this right here? He holds this, I think he had a little bar, he says. I don't know how, it didn't look that big. You see this? Yeah. $6,000. Boom. Like that. That's it right there. Not rolled up in $6,000. That's fascinating. A brick, or like you can got like a 1 kilo. They have like a bar, 60,000. You know, I don't know why that just gold. It's just there's something about it. Arum. I think it's ARUM. AURUM. In any event. I have had the hardest problem, as you know, trying to explain to people my realities without their biases getting in the way. And nobody will listen to me regarding the election that's coming up. And if I have to describe to somebody, to President Trump, what are you going to say about Israel? What do you say? What do you say in terms of your own conviction? What do you say to win politically? Where is the country and where is the world? Where is the country right now regarding Israel and Palestine? Israel. Where is the country? Do you think the country is aware of it yet? Where is most of the country? Where do you think? What do you think it is? Anybody? Remember this? Where? Where is the country? Advise me. I'm running for office. I'm running for president. What should I say about Israel and Palestine? What? What does it matter? Is America neutral? What do you think? I know when you watch TV, that's all people care about. What do you think the average American thinks of? Answer my question. And please like this video. Like it. I'm curious. What do you think? I'm waiting. Come on. Here we go. What is it? We are against Hamas. Okay. What does that mean? What does that mean? You're against Hamas. Okay. Is Hamas the issue? Is Hamas the issue? Hamas is going to just go underground for a little bit. You think the issue is just Hamas? Average Americans are indifferent? You think America is pro-Israel? I don't. Absolutely not. I think there's this kind of, I don't know. I don't believe, how do I say this? I don't believe that America is 100% behind it. I do not believe it. I don't think people, I think a lot of people don't understand the significance of Israel. I don't know if it's anti-Semitism. I don't think it's about Judaism per se, but I don't see, and it doesn't mean that they're pro-Palestinian either, because there's still the Arafat, Palestine, Islam. There's it's not Islamophobia, but I think there's a lot of other factors as well there too. I just don't see it. I think the wise politician, as is the wise media folks, they just ignore it. They just don't talk about it. If there's a hostage exchange, they like that because, look, there's a family, it's B-roll, and they move on. How do you think people really think about this? What do you think people honestly care and think about this? This is what's critical. Not what you think. This is the hardest thing in the world. People always love to talk about what they think. Bibi Netanyahu is the worst, I think, representative. You need to change the face. He has become too stagnant, too frozen in terms of the variability of such. Too frozen. That's the part which is the most important. That's the thing which is the most important. I can't say this enough. You've got to change the way things look. Like, what is the face of such and such? These are things. I got to tell you something. These are the things which are so critical, so monumentally critical. These are so important for me to explain that when it comes to running, let me give you an example. In my private channel, I'm always trying to explain. If anybody doesn't know me, they'll misunderstand what I'm doing. I'm always explaining, this is what people think about such and such. This is what people are thinking about this. For example, January 6th. If you listen to most people, they will tell you that, and this is important, they will tell you that oh God, January 6th was really much ado about nothing. Right? The people that you know, they'll say January 6th was nothing. It was really no big deal. Tucker Carlson says it. And, that's great. Tucker Carlson says it. And okay, fine. And I'm thinking to myself, why are you listening to Tucker Carlson? What do you mean? You say, why are you listening to Tucker Carlson? Why are you listening to Tucker Carlson? Why are you listening to people who agree with you? Why are you doing this? By the way, this is the private channel because I did this piece, which is very, very important. By the way, there's three things I do on my private channel. Number one is a story. I did one a great one, using Noah Feldman explaining this is what Sharia law is. You don't know what Sharia law is. You don't. You think you do. This is a prominent Jewish uh, Arabic law professor, tenured law professor at Harvard Law School, not exactly a right winger, who explains no, Sharia law is important. You don't understand what it is. So I give you that one. I give you January 6th explaining how this thing works. I talk about a seemingly important lesson, and you're going to laugh at this. It's an argument, well, a discussion between Bill Maher and Oliver Stone. And if I could teach my class, I'm saying, no, class, watch. Watch what's happening. Bill Maher tells you precisely how not to argue. Bill Maher does one of the, and by the way, Oliver Stone, in my opinion, wins the argument by asking questions. Bill Maher is a hack, but Bill Maher is trying, and this representative of trying to emerge and to redirect, reconstruct, reformulate his position in terms of being the spirit of whatever it is. Anyway, it's fascinating. Sparky says, not much to salvage, but best move is to blame it all on Bibi and convict him of crimes against humanity. That'll never happen. Not much. The best move is to blame it all on him? No. Never. Why do you think that is? And thank you, by the way, Sparky. Very piquant. Your piquancy. Why do you think, this is very important, why will Bibi Netanyahu never be charged with crimes against humanity the same way that Kissinger or anything? Why do you think that is? Why? Somebody writes, J6 was mostly fake, a Fed operation. No, it wasn't. Absolutely not. It wasn't fake, and it wasn't a Fed operation at all. A Fed operation or Fed control, Fed watched with Feds, as you always see, interspersed? Absolutely. You're going to blame Ray Epps? You think that is? Always remember the claptrap. Listen, remember, keep track of the bumper stickers. That's ridiculous. It wasn't fake. J6, January 6th was not nothing. It in no way was going to lead to the end of civilization or the republic as we know it, but that doesn't mean you don't violate something. Remember, you can commit armed robbery with having an empty gun. We can have a gun that's empty and it's armed robbery, even though there's no way you could have used the weapon, and it wasn't really a weapon, it was a piece of metal. It's still armed robbery. You see, what happens is people, and you can read them here, they're good people, they live in this world of sloganeering. They don't get out of their world. And they think, no, we're right. Just like they say 9/11 was an inside job. I don't know what that means. Still don't know what it means. Well, you know. Well, what does that mean? Well, who? And they don't know because they love slogans. There are people, remember, and I mentioned this the other day, this lunacy regarding Pizzagate. Remember those folks? They didn't explain to you anything other than, well, this looks weird. And I love saying things. Tucker Carlson did one of the worst jobs ever showing that January 6th was not seditious conspiracy. Did the worst job ever. Now, do I think it was much ballyhooed, me personally, but I can make a case against that. Absolutely. And Trump was so boneheaded in letting that get out of control. Even Ivanka Trump, did you hear her testimony? See, people don't want to hear this. They don't want to hear, oh, I can understand how that looks. Oh, I got how that looks. But see, you got to understand, people have to, whenever you hear people, even in our groups, listen to what they're saying. I remember when they were talking about Ray Epps, I'm saying, do you think Ray Epps was responsible for? Well, there's Ray Epps standing there. Now, J6, the question would have been, do you think it benefited the Republicans? Absolutely. Do you think the Republicans could have, the Democrats? Do you think the Democrats could have shut that down? Absolutely. Do you think that Nancy Pelosi could have done something to prevent it? Absolutely. Did she not? Absolutely. Now, can I put on people who will testify that they were in terror? Yes. What do you think would have happened if they'd have gotten a hold of Mike Pence? Let me ask you a question. Because we're on the topic, especially all the people who hide in, that's okay. What do you think would have happened if somebody would have gotten a hold of Mike Pence? Answer my question. Let's say Mike Pence is right there. He turns a corner and for some reason, I don't know, his security detail, what would have happened to Mike Pence? What do you think? Reasonably. Now, you could have said, well, what if Mike Pence would have walked outside? That's different. He was inside, and inside it was pretty cool. And there was a guy with the, the Sonny Bono jacket and the Valkyrie helmet. What do you think would have happened to him? What do you think? See, nobody's answering the question. Pence is a nobody, not answering the question. See this? This is one of the best things. I don't want to hear about that. I don't want to hear about that. What would have happened to Mike Pence? What do you think would happen to Mike Pence? Nobody's answering the question because you know what? Because I'm right. And when you see people, by the way, read this. And by the way, I understand we have many people watching, many people listening later. Many people are not contributing or not participating in the actual live stream. And I realize this, but look at what's happening. There's just this, nothing would have happened. Nothing. They would say, oh, Mike, bad Mike. With the drum beat, the gallows, the noose. Huh? Pence doesn't have a clue. Missing the point. Watch this. This is very important. Class, please do this later. Go back and remember, this is at the 3645 position. Please go back and read this. This is important. This is what happens. Learn the politics and the psychological trait of indifference. I don't want to answer your question because you're right. I don't want to address this because you're right. I don't want to see this because you're right. I just slough it off. I'm not really a thinker. I'm not really a political analyst. I'm a reactor. Please, 3750. Read this. Read what happens. Read what people say. It's what social media do. It turns people into jokesters and attempted. They don't want to take things seriously. They're unable to grasp the severity and the complexity and the nuance of things. That's what's critical. Pay attention to the people that agree with you and ask yourself, why are they? I understand why the left does what it does. I'm not going to sit around and I'll listen to it. I'm not going to parse it. I'm more interested in, I want to win 2024. And the problem is, how do I deal with this? My problem in 2024 is not the Democrats. I know what they're about. It's the Republicans. Republicans are full of shit. Pardon my French. Especially these people who have this Tucker kind of anybody who waves the Gadsden flag, anybody who wears camis, anybody who wears, remember the dude with the eye patch and this 1776. Alex Jones lost me. Well, I shouldn't say that. A particular attack of his when he made the Second Amendment to be a prop. And he talked about 1776, yes. The blood of the tree of liberty is fertilized by blood of. He said, wait a minute, stop. No, there's no blood. Nobody's talking about blood. No. That's not my approach. I want the Second Amendment to be like the First Amendment. People look at the First Amendment, oh, it's First Amendment, freedom of speech. Second Amendment. The Republicans have factions within it. And by the way, let me explain to you something. Republicans and conservatives, for the most part, are the biggest bunch of blowhards. You know who's going to be out tomorrow night? And I hope they're not, because they're going to ruin this. The Republicans? No. The leftists. Now, granted, you might say, well, they are. Many of them are paid. Maybe they may, and people say that they're agent provocateur. Okay, fine. BLM, Antifa. Okay, fine. Where's the right version of that? Nowhere. And by the way, my excuse for that, my explanation is, do not involve yourself in any kind of group of right-wingers, because believe me, after what January 6th told you one thing, we're ready for you this time. Believe me, nobody cares. They never went after the BLM folks. They never went after the Antifa. They never went out. But they go out. They do something. Republicans, they do nothing. What do? CPAC. They try to vie for tickets to see Sean Hannity throw a football at them, and maybe they watch Newsmax or I don't know what. But they have no idea what's going on. They have no clue. And my problem is not the left, it's the right. And when it comes to politics, even worse. They don't care. They think that somehow they're just imbued by being correct. Well, I'm right. I know I'm right. And Israel, Hamas, forget it. Oh my God. And I realize this and I recognize this. When it comes to politically illiterate, there's nothing like the right. Nothing. Because they are imbued and propelled and focused and motivated by this sense of moral courage. The left fancies themselves as being open-minded, used to be intellectual superiority, people who were conspicuously hip, those individuals who love to say, you don't understand, we know the pronouns, you don't. We are more imbued, filled with, saturated, bathed in this notion of, you got it? You got this? Of course you do. Of course you do. You know what's going on. Now let's stand by for a minute and remind you that as Christmas approaches, there is a man who is still fighting indefatigably for his ability to speak freely, and his name is Mike Lindell. And listen to him now, or his product, that is, My Pillow. Let me tell you about my great friends at MyPillow.com. MyPillow.com. And by the way, use promo code Lionel. Use promo code Lionel and receive a free gift. No purchase necessary. And yes, I realize that gifts are free. It's a tautology. Get over it. Sue me. So what are we talking about? How about Giza Dream bed sheets, My Pillow 2.0, sheets, slippers, percales, towels, quilts, bedspreads, mattresses, mattress covers, mattress toppers, linens, kitchen towels, bathrobes, name it. Items to luxuriate and relax. And don't forget, Christmas is just around the corner. And yes, it makes a great stocking stuffer, and it's fine for dad or grad. Made by the greatest company from the greatest people in the greatest country. Or call 800-645-4965 if you're OG, and see how quickly Mike Lindell answers the phone. 800-645-4965. But don't forget, only use promo code Lionel. That's MyPillow.com. Promo code Lionel. MyPillow.com. Promo code Lionel. All right, my friends, it's very, very important. Like I said, remember, I'm always thinking, how do the other people think? What do they think? What do they think? During the course of when certain black activists talked about reparations, what did most of the right wing say? That's stupid. That's crazy. That's nuts. Don't you want to find out why? I don't care about that. We have to do something. We have to be actual election warriors. We have to be, schooled in psephology, Psephology, the study of elections. They don't care about this. See, one of the biggest cons that people love is this Tucker Carlson. And Tucker is in it for himself. Tucker, like a lot of people, are trying to land on a flower. What am I? What is my thing? I always wonder, is he still with Fox? Is he still getting paid? Did they shut him up? Who knows? And he's very, very good, but he wants to be a rock star. If ever you have any interest in seeing this, there was a UFC fight or something where Trump, Kid Rock, and somebody walk out with Tucker, and Tucker's got this little boy beaming face, like I'm famous. I'm with these men. Told me everything, and it's this tell people what they want to know kind of stuff. Yeah. They play Trump like a chump for January 6th. Played him like you can't believe. Played him like you can't believe. Oh, by the way, I saw that thing, honey, you said about Melania Trump. All the first ladies are attending Rosalind Carter's funeral, which is good. I don't know how many of them. Huh? Yep. Why is that? She was one of the biggest, yep, former first ladies, including Melania Trump and Hillary Clinton, to attend Rosalind Carter's tribute service. Absolutely. One of the biggest problems and the biggest things which I will never forgive Trump and or Melania is that she was nowhere to be found. She could have been an absolute asset. Women really liked her. She could have brought so much class and polish after 8 years of Obama. But no, she had nothing to do with him. And that may have been for reasons that you and I will never be able to understand. She didn't lift a finger. She didn't do anything. She didn't care. She just wanted to kind of be there. She'd show up. It's like a no-show job. She wasn't there. She could have done, oh my God. One of Trump's biggest problems was dealing with women and moms and suburbans and all that. Melania Trump, and I told you this, should have come out with Melania Trump's. She could have gotten a lot of people in the business and put out a magazine, a kind of a thick collector's on Melania Trump on the White House or whatever it is, kind of like Jackie Kennedy to an extent. Behind the look, she could have had pictures and not. Remember the time she had all of her luggage stacked up? Oh, for the love of God. No, don't do that. She could have, women would have loved her. She was nowhere to be found. She basically gave the world the image, I'm out of here. This guy's a, whatever it is. She could have done so much. First ladies are powerful. They're important. She was just nothing. He was on his own. She could have done so much. Imagine if she put out a real glossy kind of a picture, kind of a Vogue-esque collector's item piece where all of the proceeds went to Wounded Warriors or whatever it was, and it would have sold out in a heartbeat. MBS did it in this country, but they didn't do that. They never thought about that. He never, ever used, he put all his emphasis in the rally and said the same speech over and over and over again. He speaks for 2 hours, extemp. He's great at that. He uses the same speech over and over and over and over. And I do not understand it. I do not grasp it. I do not. I just don't get it. I don't understand why people don't really connect better. Now, he's got so much natural talent. This is Trump. He's not going to do anything in 2024. I think he's been so stung, so hurt, so offended by virtue of these lawsuits. He's going to be talking about that the whole time. And she's nowhere to be found. She's nowhere to be found. I just, and you watch what happens. Gavin Newsom comes up. He's got the blonde wife, got the young family. People don't know him from Adam. They're going to say, oh, that's a nice guy. He's California. Yeah, whatever. San Francisco's a shithole. Yeah, I know. He's a nice guy. Seems to be. And he knows the woke rostrum. He knows exactly what's on the agenda. He knows exactly what he has to say. He's not going to be this befuddled oaf, like whatever. See, and what happens is, but the folks, our friends here, they go, it doesn't matter. He's a bum. I don't worry about him. Please watch this. Listen to what I'm saying. Nobody's listening to me. It's like this is a cue time to go, come on. That's why Republicans are going to lose. And they're going to beat him again fairly, or he might just win. Gavin Newsom may just win. See, people don't want to do this. Conservative types, Republican types want to sit back in their beanbag chair, and basically, lift a glute, rip one, have a beer, and just laugh and watch Fox News and Newsmax and say, yep, that's it. That's it. We're right. Israel's good. Hamas is bad. This one's good. That one's bad. Oh, she's stupid. Oh, that's dumb. I mentioned Taylor Swift to people. Taylor Swift. That's typical conservative. Nah, I don't watch Taylor Swift. I don't care about that. I don't. Facebook. I'm not on Facebook. I don't watch it. I cut the cord. I don't care about that. That's it. I don't care. That's stupid. That's ridiculous. Okay. It's a whole other world out there. And if you don't understand how the other people think, if you don't understand, for example, if Oliver Stone had gone on Bill Maher knowing what I could have told him, I would say, now listen, I want you to do this, Oliver. I want you to go on Bill Maher, and I want you to do this technique. I want you to say, you know what he's going to say. You don't agree with it, but you know what he's going to say. And you use it like this. You know, Bill, a lot of people make the mistake that by virtue of the fact that the courts ruled on the election denial cases, that somehow there's no legitimacy to the claim. Now, that's exactly what he said. And I just said, you know, Bill, what a lot of people think is. But that's exactly what it. You see that? You see how that works? I take what you're going to say. There is a there was a Jeremy Suri. There was a great argument with Lex Friedman. Lex Friedman was doing a good job. He was arguing against it. So I would take his what's his name? Suri. This what is his name? It's very good. It's very interesting. His name is. Let me see if I can get it. I always like to listen to the other side. You don't. Okay, here we go. Oh yes, Jeremy Suri. Okay, and he is saying, for example, his position is, January 6th, and a lot of folks are doing that here. There was no January 6th. January 6th was not a complete event. January 6th was a series of pockets of various groups of people who collectively believe something. There was no January the 6th group. There was this group. There was that guy from Proud Boys. They were over there. There were others. Most of them were not in any way co-conspiring with any of this other stuff. There was no seditious conspiracy. There was none of that. They weren't doing any of that. This one group was, oh, absolutely, under the statute, without a doubt. But what people mistake, Professor, is that they put it all under one group of people. Not everybody who protests for George Floyd was a member of BLM or Antifa. You have to be able to separate this. And what Trump did was, do you think that Trump actually, and this is the most important, most people think that by virtue of the fact that he apparently didn't say the royal incantation, I respectfully submit that what he said was a complete refutation and abnegation of any connection to this particular group. Absolutely. That's what I believe. And most people believe that also. But and remember, if you hate Trump, it's very difficult for people to walk away from that. That's all. So please, if you're watching this later, make sure you go to where I said and read these are good people, by the way. These are very good people. But listen to their dismissive, that's the downfall. If you want to know why Republicans lose, that's it. Go back and read this. Read their words. That's it. I don't care. Or since I don't agree with it, it doesn't. January 6th was all a federal thing. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Not even close. Not even close. Yeah, but there were feds there. So what? You know how many feds were in the audience at the Martin Luther King speech? Just all the time. Absolutely. Where have you been? That doesn't mean they organized it. It just means they were there. Well, there's Ray Epps. Great. That was one guy. Now, granted, you might be saying, I think Ray Epps should have been charged with something more. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. I don't know. But see, people miss the point. And Tucker had such a hard-on for Ray Epps, he just didn't let up. And he realized, be careful with that. See, you got a big responsibility when you have a lot of lunatics out there who will storm the Bastille if you give them the okay. They don't understand this. That's what it's one thing Elon Musk doesn't understand. He is now He's too much into the savior status. There are mindless people out there who will do whatever you tell them to do, and they won't bat an eye. They will hurt people. That's why you got to be very careful to stay away from this stuff. All right? Okay, good. All right, my friends. Thank you so much. Have a great, 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 and a glorious day. Don't ever change the meaning that sincerely. Sparky, thank you very much. Oh, by the way, Sparky's Republican Party is controlled opposition. I think Democrats are controlled opposition. I mean, controlled opposition, by the way, is certain aspects of it. I think the GOP is not. I think 1856 in Philadelphia would have the party of Lincoln would have reputed. But it's a good one. I mean, it's a good phrase. It's a good kind of controlled opposition, cognitive dissonance. You just say these things, hiding in plain sight, little phrases, little apothegms, little aphoristic shibboleths that we say just to let people know, okay, I've got a friend who says black pill. He says, I was black pilled. He says black pill every other word. Crony capitalism. You know what I mean? It's a little bit more complicated than that, but I thank you. Now, my friends, I ask you this question as well, and this is the most important. Mrs. L has some incredibly important and critical news. This is her YouTube channel. I want you to go right there. Just click this link, and it goes right to the subscription page. Just click. You don't have to do anything. Just click this. It takes you right there. You understand what I'm saying? Right there. And also, for the best, and I mean, you have no idea how I can't see it. She will see the number of people, and I know this for a fact, the number of people, supposedly human rights advocates and all this stuff, warriors, all of a sudden these newfound warriors who all of a sudden, that's an interesting phrase. Oh, human rights, you're going to tell me, and you're a warrior. Okay. And all of a sudden I see, and you always happen to follow, you repeat exactly what my wife happens to have said before. Interesting. I mean, it's not thievery. What do they say? If you steal from one, it's plagiarism. If you steal from a bunch, it's research. In any event. Here it is. Just a second. No, that's not it. Maybe this is it. No, that's not it. Just a second, my friends. Okay, here we go. There we go. Now, where is it? Yes. This is the story. I want you to go and I want you to follow Lynn's Warriors right now. This is the link. This is her link. And Twitter is still, Twitter is the preeminent place where people are getting information. I want you to go and I want you to follow her right there. You understand it? Right there. All right, dear friends. Thank you and by the way, for those who repeat the philosophical doggerel, I thank you for this. Sparky's back. Sparky says, then why doesn't GOP support popular Republican candidates? But they do. They will tell you. You may not think they're popular. We do. There are factions, as you know, within this. There's the donor class. There is the kind of a Mitt Romney class. There's that sort of class. You know that, Sparky. You know there are different tiers to this. The same thing years ago regarding Democrats are smart because they speak in unison. But oh no, they have been. There are factions within factions within factions. And by the way, for reasons that are difficult to understand, Donald Trump scares the hell out of them. All right? Good. All right, dear friends, have a great and glorious day. See you tonight at 7 p.m., as we normally do. Don't forget these words, my friend. The monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya.